We often ask our organizations, do you pick projects based on what you can spend or what your resources can realistically achieve? Let's see how ResourceFirst by PDWare helps you answer these key questions to keep your business moving in the right direction. We're looking at a list of project demand, and within the project demand, what we want to look at are these reds. The reds, we have issues. Now, there's many tools on the market that will show you red, yellow, green, but we have some key differentiators we'd like to highlight. So for instance, in this app upgrade project, we've got some red. I want to investigate what's happening. So if I click into it, I can quickly see that I have a key resource here that is in conflict. Everybody else that we've scheduled on the project or have had resource utilization forecasted for this project, we seem to be fine. But for this one resource, it's turning red. And again, I want to quickly see what's happening. If we go into this resource, again, the differentiator appears because most tools on the market will turn this entire resource red, forcing me to come in and try to make the best decision. What PDWare does is it actually will consume resources by the priority. And so as you can see, these top 3 projects are not red because we have enough of the resource available in order to complete the requested demand. But down here in this lower priority project, this is where we start to run out of the resource. And so the decision becomes, do we actually raise the priority of this project, or do we start to look for a potential other resource to fulfill this demand? So that is a key differentiator in how quickly we can identify our project and resource conflicts. One of the other questions we get often, though, is how soon can we start this project, or when's the best time to start this project? So for instance, if we look at this automation project, you can see we only have about we're asking for 0.12 and 4.91 resources. And even though I'm asking for 0.12, it's red. So when would be the best time to start this project? If I make one click here with what PDWare will show you is not only how the resources look if we slide the project forward and backwards. So we're about to start this project or plan to start this project in June. And what this is showing us is if we were to delay this project to September, we would actually have the best shot at fulfilling all of our resource demand. But with all of the intricacies that can happen with resources and projects and other things that are happening within the portfolio, what's key here is if we were to try to do this in August, we'd only have 50% of our resources. But also, if we slid it all the way back to November, we'd only have 50% of our resources. So our sweet spot is right here between September and October to start this project. Now, obviously, it's a normal answer that if we slide a project backwards, we're going to be able to have better chance at fulfilling our resource demand. But that's not always the case as well, which is why at PDWare we look at going forwards and backwards. So again, for instance, this PC replacement project, we actually have a better shot at our resources if we were to slide it forward in our portfolio, more so than sliding it backwards. So it's not always the answer of delay the project in order to get the resources that we need available. Sometimes it's sliding that project forward. And a lot of times, too, you'll have little project initiatives like this social media project down here. We only need 1.5 people for about a month to do that. And normally, again, that's something that we would say, sure, we can do that, no problem. But if we look at our what if optimization here, you can see there's really no month throughout the year that we're going to have 100% of our resources. So the decision may not be try to rush this within a month. Maybe it's, again, starting to look at dividing it out into 2 months or 3 months or 4 months, or again, raising the priority to where it consumes the necessary resources first and maybe push some of the decisions of how we slide the project further down. This is just a brief glimpse into some very, very key optimizations that you can do with your resource planning, in which we've seen organizations actually shave years off of their portfolio by answering the question, how fast can we do this project, or when's the soonest that we can start? If you have more questions, please contact us. You can find us right here at pdware.com.